As I have sent an email about Active Collab, we'll be using Active Collab as our project management or process management application for our ID business processes. So Active Collab, as I sent an email, will be used as a task management, team collaboration, and time tracking application with invoicing features. So Active Collab comes as a SaaS application with monthly plans and self-hosted plans. So for demo, we'll be using monthly plan, and if all are agree with the processes I'll be introducing in some while, we'll be using self-hosted application. So Active Collab is built on LandStack and it's PHP MySQL. So any good PHP developer with good MySQL knowledge can extend Active Collab as per our business process needs. So I have already created an account. So we'll log into that. Username, password, to sign in. Okay. So we'll select my account. This is the landing page of Active Collab application. So we can start a new project. I have already created one project, home renovation. Okay. So left there is a menu bar and the modules, project, my work. So work, my work, like my team member logs in, he can see his work there. So I already assigned some tasks to myself, so I can see my tasks. So according to our streamline process flow, I have created some tasks for me. Contract sign up. Assume I am a sales guy, so I will go for client sign up, contract sign up, negotiation. Then I will give quote or get quote from designers and all. That I will explain later when we create a teams and negotiation. Okay, so these are the activities recorded. So we'll start with the system setting. So whenever we need to set up an application or any like you do mobile devices setup, we do system settings first. So we go to system settings. So these are the system settings. So this is our account type, the number of team members. It's a SaaS application, so it's showing me the space limitations, user limitations, kind of limitations. So global settings, I can set up time zones, date format, time format. So what would be my first day of week, general settings, then my default currencies, default languages that I already set up. So project, so my default task list will be in my inbox. My project IDs are hidden. I can make it visible. Task IDs I can make it visible, so we can refer projects and tasks by their IDs. So I'll do one thing. I'll make them visible. So I can have task labels: new, confirm, work for me, duplicate, won't fix, assign, block, in progress, fix, reopen, verified. I can add new task labels and project labels. New, in progress, cancel, pause, leave. We can have project categories, sales, design and implementation. So each process, like sales process, design implementation process, rework, or you can define as number of categories based on our business process needs. So these are the things. So I'll save option. So my project IDs and task IDs will be visible. Okay, so task levels, project categories are defined. Then time and expenses. So based on time and expenses, and if we need to make it visible to client, we can make it visible to client. So to keep some transparency with the client, if we are putting some labels for cleaning, dusting, that kind of stuff, hourly basis, and their rates will be hourly. So I have some job types kept here, like consultation, assessment, general visit, 1,000 rupees per hour, 500 rupees per hour, 4,000 rupees per hour. And again, expenses categories will be there, designing, general, labor, polishing. So based on my personal understanding, I put that. But we can set these things in the settings panel. So again, invoicing settings. I have added some tax rates, so we can put that. So education says India VAT 12.5%, service tax 14.5%, VAT 17.5%. So while creating invoice, we can select tax structure. So I have enabled second tax. Then grouping of invoice items. So invoice items we can keep separate. So it will be easy to understand for client end. So item template I have not created it, and we can use QuickBook. QuickBook is a financial accounting application that we can integrate. But I guess our stuff can be done with invoicing thing. For accounting, we can use QuickBooks or Xero. So online payments, we can configure online payments. We can have PayPal, Authorize.net, Stripe, Braintree, PayPal. That setup we can do, and if we send an invoice to client, he can pay online. So once we have code with us, we can implement our own payment gateways like Citrus, PayUmoney, Paytm, anything, whatever works for us. Okay, so these are the settings we have done. Now we'll go to project. Okay, so I have already created a template for the project. So we can import templates if we already have templates. So and completed projects we can see. So I have already added some clients like Newbury, Radius 7. Based on client, we can filter out our projects. So based on label, cancel, improve, lead, new, pause. Then categories, design and implementation, sales, and activities. So we can have this preview and this view of the project. Now templates. So templates are the thing you can already define tasks, subtasks, discussion topics, files for projects. As our experience goes, we'll get to know what kind of tasks needs to be done, what kind of files we would need for task basis, project basis. So discussion topics, notes, we can predefine these things. Once we predefine, our templates are there. So whenever we need to start a project, we just need to select a template. So I have created a couple of templates like design with implementation and design. So for design, I have added few tasks. So we can select default people for that particular template. Like I have sales team, design team, contractors, vendors. We can predefine for that particular project. So task list would be for design, it will be acknowledge receive, client visit, requiremtal validation, evaluation, internal evaluation, external, designer selection, designer acknowledgement, code, negotiation, final code, contract. So I'm not good with the spelling, so I guess negotiation spelling not right. So I can have discussion topics. I have already added one discussion topic for client requirement. So files supporting to that particular project or process we can upload, notes for that particular project or tasks we can upload. Like any complications, we need to take precautions for any design work, any demolition work, any special stuff we need to mention. We can put a note in that particular section. Now, so based on experience, we can add notes. So these are the templates. So these are the project templates. So this section project templates there's a PMO role, like in project management scenario. If you want to do some project and similar project is already done and PMO has templates, they can provide you templates. So this section does a role of PMO. Now design and implementation template. So these are the tasks. So request acknowledge main client visit consolidation. So still final code. Then site visit with designer, timeline setup, internal budgeting, sunset board, initial costing. Now how we can assign tasks to people? Like we have already created a team. So for example, I want to assign a task to client for design layout approval. Okay, so this is a task list, no assigning. If I assign it to, so I have already added myself into all the teams. So it's showing only one name. So I'll select myself. Okay, so I'll put a priority, so high priority, and I don't want to show a client. I'm in this scenario I'm on the client, so I'm not checking hidden from clients option. Okay, so it's done. I don't need to put click any save button. Save button is automatic. Okay, so Rizwanshi. So design layout is task is completed, assigned to Rizwanshi, which client. Okay. So these are the client. These are the tasks we can assign to different people in different teams. So I'll show you the teams. So if we go to people, okay, you can see a teams on the top right. So these are the teams. So I have already added myself in the all the teams, contractors, designers, media sales, vendors. Okay. So this is my project. So from here I can invite client. Okay, so this is my project, and most of my tasks are completed. One still open, post approval. I can see there is one comment. Okay. So my client Rajesh Sharma. So Rajesh is said will let you know in 10 minutes. So we can't assign tasks to client, but we can hide tasks from client, like I showed earlier. Okay, we'll close this. We'll do one thing. We'll log in as client. So before that, let me show you. This is the project information. Client new page created, design and implementation. I put label lead. We can put any label, and we can predefine labels. Okay. So these are the things. As we explore, we'll get to know new things. I'm also not aware of most of the new features. So whatever my understanding, I'm just sharing with you. So you guys can dig into and use more of it. Sorry. Okay, I'll do one thing. I will log out. Okay. So this task is still not assigned to me. I will assign it to myself first. Update task. Okay. Now it's assigned to me. Go to task. So these are the tasks. These signs, these icons show this is hidden from client. Okay. So let me show you how it looks. I'll do one thing. I'll go to open task. Okay. So you can set visibility for client. Okay. So sign estimation, D1, these things, these parameters you can set for that particular task. And again, recurring tasks, like as our process flow, swim lane, we have recurring tasks like weekly or fortnightly visit to site for checking work in progress, quality check, and other stuff. So these are the parameters we can set. So we can create recurring tasks daily, extra Saturday, Sunday, weekly, monthly. We can set these things. Then priorities we can set. I will do one thing. We'll log in using client credential. Okay. So let me explain the project first. So home renovation is there. So almost all tasks are completed. Now this task was assigned to me. So I will close it. Okay. So it will go to my completed task. So only quote approval is there. Client said I will do it in 10 minutes. So I will sign out. I will sign in with the client credentials. So this is the project. So you can see client have very limited modules to see. So you can see updates, activities, calendar. So this is already completed. So if you go to project, so let's start assigned to join. The client can't do anything with it. We can only comment on that particular task. So we need to click on task. We'll write a comment. Okay. You can mention me. bad English. Okay. So like client mention me, so I will get notified by an email. Okay. So I got a cost approval. Client has done his job. Now things are with previous. So I got an notification about them. So this is the project. I can see 2 comments there. Okay. Go ahead. I have put the command. So I will just close this up. Okay. I got an approval. So my project seems completed. All my tasks are completed. Right. I will close this one. Complete. Now this project is complete. So these are the detailed tasks. All tasks completed tasks. My project is complete. Like this we can do all the projects. Assign it to team members, different teams, vendors, contractors, sales. So based on the business process flow, we can create tasks and assign to them, and we can hide it from client. So whatever client stuff needed, we can show it to client. Client can come account in upload files and do his stuff. And invoices, we can do a new invoice. The company name. So take on the company name. Okay. Yeah, right. One by. So do you want visit, or we can set custom due date. So the I forgot what was that. The cost was 50,000. Okay. So my tax would be service tax. Input. So service tax. Second tax would be education tax. Okay, I'll give 5% discount. Okay. I'll create invoice. So my invoice will look like this. I will directly mail it to client, sending an email, and send it to Rajesh Sharma. Okay, and done. So this way we can build our processes, sales processes, vendor processes, contractor processes. For posts we can use estimates. Estimates again the same stuff like invoice. We can add tags, estimate name, client, company name, address, currency, that kind of stuff we can do. So these are the things. So hope you understood. Still, if you have any issues, write me or ping me or call me or will sit. Then we can share your list of doubts and clear out all the doubts. So thank you friends for watching it patiently. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to come to me. Thanks.